Welcome to The Wong Decision. This is a podcast where a couple of northern boys talk about another northern boy who we're a huge fan of, Benedict Wong. Incredible character actor, Hollywood superstar from mother humping Salford. This week we're doing Sunshine, the 2007 film, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Alex Garland.
Yeah. Your eyes are the same colour as the wall behind you.
Are they?
Yeah.
And your eyes are kind of the same colour as the black void behind you. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much for having me.
You're so welcome.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Not for the listener.
No.
But just for context, it has been for us.
For our diligent listener, it's just been 1 week.
Yeah.
But for us, it's been 2.5
Multiple
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're back with I'm going to say we're back with a goodie. We are back with 2007's Sunshine, the 15 rated, 1 hour and 47 minute long movie.
I feel like you might be slightly too far into the IMDb.
Has a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, out of 280,882. Anyway.
Do you think about ratings? Like, now that you're not nearly 18, you know, does it occur to you?
What, to check it out, what the rating is?
Yeah.
Yeah, still does.
Okay, what like, is it because it might give you a hint as to whether the film's going to be like weirdly childish or...
No, it's, I try and sort of make it relevant to the genre or type of film that I'm about to watch. So if a film is like a horror film and it's got a 3 out of 10.
I'm so sorry. I'm on about the age rating. I wasn't clear about that at all.
Right. Oh, no, fuck no.
No, right.
No.
Because the fact that you said it was a 15 rated film.
It was just the next thing on the list.
Great. But I don't know, sometimes if I see a film, say that's meant to be a horror, and it's a 15, I'm like, that's weird. Or if it's a film that's meant to be a bit like sexy and heavy or druggy or something and it's a 15, I'm like,
now
that's
your
weird.
kiddie comment makes more sense. At first I thought like, he thinks that people who rate films out of 10 are childish.
Got you. What would that mean? I'm all about qualitative data, but I find quantitative data to be childish.
Yeah.
No, that's not my stance.
Right, so, no, I don't. But I do see that this would be a 15, based mainly on the ending.
Do you think I should close that window? What do you reckon? We're probably all right,
I think we're all right. We're on the 70s.
It's nice to have some... Yeah.
If it ramps up out there, then maybe we'll have to shut it down.
If you're listening to this and there is some noise that I haven't managed to get rid of, it's because it's nice ventilation for us, but there is like some sort of building works happening.
Yeah, well, hopefully we should be okay.
I think it'll be fine. Sorry, as you were.
Yeah, so it's 2007, directed by Danny Boyle, who also, for context, directed things like Trainspotting, Slumdog Millionaire, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, which was also written, the 28 Days Later had the same writer as this as well. Yeah,
written by Alex Garland, who, again, for context, has gone on to has become a director.
True, Civil War
that came out this year?
Yeah.
2025? Did it? No,
probably
that was Warfare that came out.
Yes.
2025. Civil War came out last year, a year before.
Something like that.
Ex Machina.
Yes. Oh, did he direct that as well?
Yeah.
That's good. And then Annihilation,
yeah.
Slightly strange.
You can sort of see what's going on.
Also Devs, to go to the TV world.
Yeah, he was the showrunner for Devs.
Which I'm assuming you like based on the fact that the soundtrack is all...
I love it. I got it on vinyl.
Yeah, great. I like Devs. Devs is sick.
Yeah, and it's very Alex Garland, isn't it?
Yeah. He does sci-fi
which this film is.
Drama. He's like a sci-fi drama guy.
I would describe Alex Garland. I think his fingerprints are all over this film in a way that Danny Boyle's aren't as much until much later in the film. The way it's directed, I think, style-wise, you can tell it's Danny Boyle towards the end. At the start, it could be anybody.
Okay.
I think it's well directed, but I think it doesn't necessarily say Danny Boyle.
That's
Whereas
interesting.
The way this is written, and this is only the second time I've ever seen this film. The other first time was, God,
2007 or something.
Yeah, like when it not long after it came out. So I don't really have the context around it, but it felt Alex Garlandy from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know. But most importantly, Benedict Wong plays Trey. Just one name, Trey. They've all got just one name.
I just had an out-of-body experience. I was like, oh, we're meant to be talking about Benedict Wong. Yeah, I remember.
But this film, we have seen other actors act alongside Benedict Wong.
Yes, we have.
On previous films in our podcast.
Remind me. Right, I spent a lot of that film trying to place. What's the Japanese guy called? The guy who's the captain at the start of the film.
Hiroyuki Sanada. Sanada. I'm going to go with that. I don't know if there's a better way of pronouncing that. He plays Captain Kaneda.
He's great.
Kaneda.
Sanada plays Kaneda.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he's like the Japanese actor, isn't he?
Right.
Like,
what do I know him from? I couldn't.
Did you watch Shogun that was out last year?
No.
He was the main dude in that.
Right. Oh, well, that's good.
He's been in like John Wick films. I think he was in John Wick Chapter 4.
Yes.
He's been in like Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Anything that's got some sort of Japanese coding, he kind of tends to be in.
Right.
But
coding, to use the parlance of 2025.
Yeah. He was in Life. Did you see that film? That was another sci-fi thing with Jake Gyllenhaal.
With the little monster that just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He
so
was in
good.
Lost. That was a big one. And prior to Sunshine, he was in a lot of Japanese movies. So not as much the Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, fair. Oh, he's so good, that guy.
He's brilliant.
Have him and Benedict Wong been in anything that we might have seen? That's I think what I was getting mixed up with.
I don't think so.
But also
him and Michelle Yeoh are both in Marvel films.
Yeah, as is Captain America, who's also in this film.
Chris Evans is in it, yeah.
So there's loads of Marvel people in this.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen Benedict Wong in anything with Cillian Murphy, have we?
No, I don't think so. Is Cillian Murphy in Blade Runner somehow?
No.
He feels like he's Blade Runner coded.
It's cool, yeah.
Where are you at with... I'm sorry it's gone. I feel like I was cutting across you.
Well, I was just going to say the Cillian Murphy factor is very much a Danny Boyle thing.
That was going to be my question. How do you feel about Cillian Murphy?
In this film or in general?
Either.
In general, I think he's great and very cool as a guy.
Oh, like, yeah, fair.
Just as like a dude knocking around when you see him in interviews and stuff.
Right.
As an actor, I think he's very, very good, but spends a lot of time doing the same thing.
Okay.
And he's become a bit of a Hollywood star that you cast him to be Cillian Murphy in your film.
Right.
Whereas this seems like it was back in the time where he was actually acting a bit more and being more of a character actor.
Right. I think, like, when I was watching this, I couldn't work out whether I was projecting Oppenheimer back onto it.
Right.
But a couple of scenes in, I was like, oh, fuck, he's good. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, I think this feels to me like he's actually acting and doing something that isn't him just being Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Whereas like the kind of Peaky Blinders, Oppenheimer, I'm a grumpy, quiet, closed-off person, although he's brilliant at it, feels very much like, oh, you cast Cillian Murphy to do that.
Right.
Now, in the same way that you cast Tom Cruise to just be Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt to just be Brad Pitt.
I don't know if anybody casts Tom Cruise. I feel like he's kind of...
But he just makes it. The film just
like
envelops him.
I think it's kind of that way now. Like, people who are making films try and get in his gravity, and then if he's interested, he'll work with them. And
yeah, fair enough.
I don't think they have much choice.
Yeah. We're yet for Benedict to get to that place.
But
hopefully one day.
Hopefully so. And I mean, conceivably, right? It could happen for anybody.
So if people are watching along, being like, oh, this is going to be a Benedict Wong film. Not really, is it?
I don't feel shortchanged. He had a lot of good stuff to do.
He was integral to the plot as well.
Shall we, speaking of plot, is it worth for anybody who's, for the half a person that could conceivably be listening to this that hasn't seen that film, should we broad strokes overview the plot?
Well, I can read you the synopsis.
Okay.
From IMDb.
Great.
A team of international astronauts is sent on a dangerous mission to reignite the dying sun with a nuclear fission bomb in 2057.
Sick. So
50 years from now, they got the technology to fly to the sun and blow it up.
Yeah.
50 years, sorry, from when the film was made.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, that's only 30 years
away. Yeah, no,
right?
sorry. I mean, from when the film was made.
So the sun's about to go out. Earth's on its last legs, and we're following a space crew who are trying to nuke the sun to
blow up the sun,
reignite it.
Yeah,
and it's good. So, and Wong is the psychologist, right? Is that his job?
Is he?
Is he the chef?
He's a chef, isn't he?
Who's one of them was a psychologist. Oh, we do. We see him cooking at the start, don't we?
Yeah,
he's the chef.
I'm pretty sure he's a chef. But doesn't he have to? He has some sort of job role that means that something he did messes everything up for everybody else.
He couldn't be the chef, right? Yeah, because he does all those calculations about the trajectory when they change course.
Maybe he's just the chef, like, because he's good at cooking, but it's not his actual job.
That is confusing me.
Because he is cooking when we first meet him, I think.
Yeah, all right. Maybe there isn't a chef. Maybe that's not a single... Like, actually, when I think about it, if you had a space mission, you've got like 8 spots. Surely you get somebody who can also cook to do the cooking, as opposed to a whole person.
Yeah, you don't need that. You got to keep the crew small, you know?
Right.
You're going to the sun.
Because they're probably all like double PhD physicists as well anyway, aren't they?
Well, we'll come on to that as well later. But let's dive into... Because like I said, this isn't necessarily a Benedict Wong vehicle.
No.
It's very much a film that he is in that is a very notable film. So we have to touch on it because it's a big film for his filmography.
Yeah.
But not necessarily a big film for him as an actor. And
in terms of our involvement, I'd say we have to touch on it because we sort of fancied, watching it out of the options that we had.
Yeah.
We had to.
Yeah.
we had to because it looked, it's like, yeah, it's good.
Go on then. Overall, like, because we're probably going to be spending most of our time talking about the film rather than him because his role is not so big in this as Trey. But like you said, he does have good moments, and he does. He drives the plot. Like the plot doesn't really happen without him.
Yeah.
In the way that it goes.
I would say that the same is probably true of most of the characters in this big ensemble piece.
Most
of them have got something completely hinge plot-wise on them.
That's difficult to do as a writer, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, fucking Alex Garland is so good.
He's good, isn't he? So before we get granular about old Ben Dubs.
Yeah.
Tell me your experience watching this film.
So I also watched it in the late noughties.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being really slow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was surprised this time to see that it was only 1 hour 47 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this defo feels like a 2 hour 15 movie or something. Yeah. Started watching it last night with Ella, and almost immediately I was like, oh my God, this is sick.
Right.
And the thing that I kept thinking was, I've seen a lot of like Netflix, B- grade sci-fis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching this and I was like, what is different here? Because the Netflix one is so kind of, it often misses the mark. It doesn't quite, it's just not that great as a film.
Mm-hmm.
And this was so good. But if I analyze them, I'm like, they're exactly the same. But this one is just...
Is it actors? It can't be actors. I mean, it could be actors. It's probably a little bit of everything, like a little bit better written, a little bit better directed. The actors are a little bit better, and those incremental gains.
I was thinking that the casting is probably a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like, but also when your random second, like, tertiary character is Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is just unbelievable.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we are. That maybe the acting isn't a little bit better. The acting is a lot better.
Yeah. But is it the acting, or is it just the actors? Like, is it just that the casting is incredible?
I guess that's what I mean, yeah.
I guess 6 of 1.
I think I had a similar experience when I first started watching it. I was like, oh, this is a way cooler concept of a film than I remember it being. Because I remember there being a bit of a narrative around it of being like, oh yeah, the Danny Boyle film where he goes and tries to blow up the sun.
Right.
And I remember it being a bit more like, I weirdly remember it being a bit more Spielbergian, and then a little bit more like bangy, crashy.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
What flavour of Spielberg?
Like a little bit more like Close Encounters, where it's all a bit more sincere.
Okay.
And a bit more like,
I'm saying okay, I haven't seen that film. You got to help me there.
It's like sci-fi that's a little bit more kiddie and a bit more sort of gooey-eyed.
Okay.
And not that there's anything necessarily wrong with it, but it's all a bit like, oh wow, the stars and the
right.
Where, and I remember it being thinking at the time like, oh, it's kind of a bit like that, and then it gets a bit actiony.
Whereas this time around,
it felt cerebral,
right?
And then when the actiony stuff started happening towards the end, spoilers, we'll just do spoilers because I mean,
yeah,
when the fucking dude is that round bashing heads at the end,
yeah,
I was a bit like that was more horror-y than I remember it being. And I was like, this is kind of cool, but also this is sort of ruining the cerebralness for me a little bit.
That's interesting.
Whereas I don't know, I got both elements. I misremembered both elements of the film.
I kind of love that because there was a point where I was like, oh, this is horror, but it definitely, I wouldn't say that the film is a horror film.
No.
And you're right, it's almost like first half is like, it's not ramping to scare, really. It's just like, it's more like ramping to stress, and there's drama and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just twists horror. There's a bit that I would love to talk about.
Go for it.
This reminded me, it felt quite Lynchian, if I can use the term, if I may be so bold.
I'll be the judge of that.
Because it reminded me of when I was watching Twin Peaks, and the moment that I was fully like, I'm out, was when there's a camera just slowly panning across a bedroom at night, and then non-diegetically, only for the audience, there's a huge scream, just a woman just like, ah! But the characters don't react. It's not in the world. That's just for our benefit.
Right.
And I was like, fuck this. That was terrifying. And these characters aren't even going through that. Yeah. And this film did a similar thing.
Right.
When they first find the second ship, and they start inching into this abandoned ship, and they're like, oh, and us as the audience, but not them as characters, are just getting these bright red flashes of other people just like looking like they're kind of like jumping at the camera or something.
Yeah.
That was fucking terrifying.
It was scary, wasn't it?
And you don't know what they are. I was wondering, like, was it like an error with the thing? Like, I couldn't tell if this was supposed to be in the film because it felt so disjointed.
Yeah, it really takes a sharp turn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes from being a film a bit it became cliche, didn't it? This kind of cerebral sci-fi thing, where it became a bit like, oh god, you fucking long, boring sci-fi films.
Right.
And it became like, oh, we're all thinking about stuff in space, and it's all about, there's the thing of like outer space is a metaphor for inner space.
Oh, that's
and,
good.
And it's all a bit like, and I actually, I'm a bit of a sucker for that sort of thing.
Hey, I'm here for that.
But this felt like quintessential that. And then the turn was so sharp into being like Danny Boyle doing his 28 Days Later, like real janky, like fucking hell, oh my, fucking can't quite see it, and it's and I was a bit watching it, and like I had to sort of pause it and be like, what's just happened? It's like go back. And go, right. Oh no, what I thought happened, but it's just
it takes a left turn.
Something.
I kind of love it. Like if you're gonna. Because there is the implication that something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Like I guess it's an action thing, isn't it? They're on the way to blow up the sun. That's quite actiony. And there's the stakes of like if they don't manage it, then all of Earth dies and stuff.
Do you not ever feel? Sorry, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna put you back on track. So remember where you were.
Okay.
But like, do you not feel like that's the case all the time in sci-fi films where there's a crew out millions of miles away from anyone because space itself is like anything goes wrong here and we're just like gone. Yeah,
but usually Earth doesn't get destroyed if they make the mistake.
Right, okay.
But that was the stakes here. It's just them, yeah.
It's just that, right, okay.
Yeah, because you're right, because it's like the completely stormy seas of being in space.
Yeah.
You make one wrong move and they're all just fucked.
Like, I always feel a bit on edge.
Yeah, there is something intrinsic to that, isn't there?
Yeah. Anyway, go on, sorry.
I was wondering, you say how that it became a bit of a trope for the cerebral sci-fi thing, but I would say it's kind of always been there, hasn't it? Like 2001 was very much that, and that was like
one of
the earliest
60s or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah, true. I suppose you got things like Silent Running and stuff like that, where like not much really happens until it happens, but the rest of the film is a bit of a pondering thing. But I suppose there was a spate of them, which is what makes something then become cliche. Whereas it feels like throughout the 20th century, you could sort of plot a few.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, around this era...
So give me a few... Do you have a few in mind?
I would go... Well, Moon is the first one that jumps out to me.
Right.
You remember Moon?
Which also has Benedict Wong in it, I believe. For like...
Does it?
For like half a second.
As such a fan, I should know this.
I think he's in the room with Matt Berry, on the intercom.
Fuck, yeah.
Which, again... Incredible cast to have just for 2 seconds.
You got Event Horizon, similar sort of area,
right?
And then like that's when the Alien franchise, like late noughties, early 2010s, Prometheus came out, and that was all a bit like that.
Yeah, okay.
And then
I like
Ex
it.
Machina, I guess it's all fucking. It's like Alex Garland stuff. Contact
Machina,
is late 90s.
So you're putting Ex Machina in this even though there's no space because it's sci-fi.
Yeah, because it's like a cerebral sci-fi. We use sci-fi as a concept to think about humanity and who we are.
But that doesn't apply literally to the outer space is inner space because
it's more just the sci-fi-ness, the tech. It could be space, it could be tech, it could be whatever. But the sci-fi concept is used to explore our humanity and our feelings, rather than like, well, we're in space and it's fucking mad and it's pew pew pew.
Got you right. Which is more like Star Wars, maybe.
Yeah, Star Wars or...
And what genre is that? Space opera.
That's what he called it, wasn't it? But
like,
it's down as a sci-fi, but it's basically a fantasy, isn't it?
Like action adventure, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's not adventure, is it?
It kind of is. It's down as sci-fi because it's in space, but really, like, it's not. Sci-fi implies that it would be science from our world that could one day be fact.
Yeah.
Whereas it's more of like a space fantasy. It's more like a Lord of the Rings.
It is, isn't it, actually? Yeah, it's just like an alternate, because it was years ago. Anyway, we digress. So they make their way into this spooky ship, and suddenly we're in a situation where it's like, oh, I'm waiting for the alien from Alien to pop out.
Yeah.
And I was so relieved when those red flashes got revealed to be, and this was only maybe 5 minutes after they started doing them, they like blow the dust off the crew photo on this other ship, and these are the faces that we've been seeing jumping at us, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm safe. Even though it was used very weaponizedly against me, the characters were just chill. They're just having a nice group photo.
It's giving the it's telling you the story of that ship, not the story of what's about to happen.
Right. That's which is interesting as a sort of directorial writing editorial decision, because it also though instills so much tension.
Yeah.
Like they're already in a dark abandoned ship, and you're like, oh, it's spooky, but then there's just like flashes of shit coming.
But you're
at
like,
you.
I know that something bad happened here.
Yeah.
And maybe the characters are feeling that. They're like, oh, something's off in here.
Yeah.
So that's the way that he can show that to you.
Yeah.
You know
man, this pivots me slightly brutally into the cinematography, which I think you were saying it didn't necessarily in the first half feel very Danny Boyle-y. To me, the look of the cinematography felt so Danny Boyle.
Did it?
Yeah.
Right, as in all the like him in the viewing room with the sun and.
Okay, maybe not that stuff. To be fair,
right,
that felt quite particular and, like you say, very cerebral, slow sci-fi.
Yeah.
Pensive.
Which parts felt Danny Boyle-y?
There's like
Danny Boyle-y.
There's a weird kind of grittiness to it.
Oh.
Like
yeah, I can see that actually.
And like things feels like you can feel everybody's like sweat and like teeth and like
fair.
Like the metallicness of their world or something.
Yeah, the ship itself felt very tactile.
Yeah. And like it felt more like dystopian sci-fi than utopian sci-fi.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like there's specific shots like where Cillian Murphy, say, is way up close to the camera and he's right on the side of the screen, and then the entire rest of the crew are blurred out in the background, sort of behind him, and you're just witnessing it all through his like burning intensity.
Yeah.
And weird little shots like that.
Right, yeah, to be fair, that is very Danny Boyle, isn't it? Where it sort of looks like they might have shot it separately.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Like with the diopter, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You know, you put like a piece of glass in front of the lens so that it can see two pieces of focus at the same time.
Right, yeah.
But there's something like it felt kind of like gnarly in the way that 28 Days Later feels gnarly.
Yeah.
Although not to the same,
because
that was shot on like handheld consumer cameras, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, that's much more subtle than the stuff that came later. That's probably didn't stand out to me as much, but I think you're probably right about that. Although you are obviously right about it because Danny Boyle fucking directed the whole thing. He didn't just direct the last 20 minutes.
IMDb question for you.
Yeah.
Did this have the same cinematographer as 28 Days Later?
Well, that is just a great question because the cinematographer was Alwyn H. Kuchler? Or Alvin Kuchler?
Alvin Kuchler.
Him. Old matey boy Kuchler.
And who... was that the same person that did... You find 28 Days Later cinematographer and I'll stall.
It doesn't seem to be the same guy, no.
Very interesting. Which makes me think it really might be a Danny Boyle thing.
Yeah.
Because I might be misremembering, but I feel like bits of Train Spotting kind of feel like that as well.
Danny Boyle... 28 Days Later was Anthony Dodd Mantle.
Okay. So I think it might be a Danny Boyle-ness that I'm feeling then.
Yeah, he's just got his sensibility of what he thinks looks good. And
that's the thing, right? I think Train Spotting, 28 Days Later and Sunshine all feel like you're taking heroin in a bathroom, in a public bathroom because you have to. That's the kind of gritty intensity that I'm trying to get at, I think.
I guess Slumdog Millionaire even has that, in that it's like you feel like when he's back in the his actual story, when he's not on the game show, when he's he's in India in the slums, I guess. That all feels very tactile, And
Does
like,
it? I don't remember.
sweaty
Actually.
and
Sweaty.
yeah, you know. Yeah. Should we talk about Ben?
I think we probably should. So he may or may not be the chef. This is what we've worked out so far.
Yeah.
And yeah. So what's his? He has a really important job, doesn't he? Because when they try to divert course to this ship,
Yeah.
they get like a distress call to try and find this ship. He's the one in charge of making all the calculations about the thrust and the fuel and the angles and stuff.
Yeah. And he doesn't accommodate for something.
Yeah, the shields. Something about the shields.
Yeah, it's about because there's radiation to deal with, right, from the sun
Makes sense.
and stuff.
Basically, I don't know, science-wise, I can't quite remember what it was, but essentially he just overlooked one tiny detail.
Yeah, and it fucked them.
Which meant that they were like completely fucked.
Yeah. So then they have to go to pick up the other ship because I think they were making it a choice. They were like, you know what, we can do this. We'll go and do it, and we can still do what we need to do. Whereas his miscalculation was like, well, not only are we going to do it, and now we have no other choice but to do it.
Right, yeah.
He's very... Was he speaking in his own speaking voice?
No.
He wasn't, was he?
I couldn't work out his accent. It almost felt like a bit Americanized, maybe?
Yeah, it did feel a bit Americanized. He's very thin in this as well. Early days. 2007 Benedict Wong. He's like a little scrawny lad.
Fair point. I thought the same about Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, compared to the behemoth that he becomes.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily look at Benedict Wong in this and think that he would be in playing Thingy Khan.
Kublai Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah. The huge Gengan warlord.
If you look at that cast, Chris Evans, Cillian Murphy, Sanada, Michelle Yeoh, Hiroyuki Sanada,
fucking Mark Strong.
Mark Strong's knocking about.
Incredible.
Yeah, just like FaceTiming it.
Yeah,
effectively.
Well, no, but I mean, but he plays the.
He's the bad. Yeah, but like
he's the prosthetic monster eventually as well.
Do you reckon he was in the prosthetics?
Yeah, you can see his face.
Oh, okay.
It's defo him.
And then the other actors are big actors, but I really struggled with their names and picking them out. So it's Rose Byrne, Cliff Curtis, and then the other one who Troy Garrity. That's not who it was. Who's the guy who becomes obsessed with? Oh, wait, that's Cliff Curtis. Sorry, his IMDb picture is not the same as it was. He becomes obsessed with the sun, doesn't he, and seeing it. And
that guy, yeah, he's great as well.
Fucking great, and it speaks volumes that Benedict Wong is in with that cast.
Yeah, in that he too is amazing.
Yeah,
but also they're all like, they could probably all be the lead in, kind of anything.
Yeah.
But also are like tremendous supporting or ensemble character actors.
Yeah. You can sort of see them bounce off each other and stuff. And,
Actually, to be fair, I think I wouldn't have expected that about Captain America, as he's known. But actually, he was great as well in a fairly supporting role in this.
Yeah, like he's a main dude, but he's not the main dude, is he?
Yeah, even though he becomes very central and he gets a lot of screen time, I still feel like this film isn't a vehicle for him.
No,
he's just in there.
Yeah,
and I think he's really good. I was really surprised. I was like, I don't remember him being in this at all. I think I only remembered Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, same. I wasn't 100% sure. I did recognize him with his like long hair and his beard thing, and then when he shaved his head, I was like, I don't remember that.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
sorry, yeah, we're diverting, aren't we?
Yeah, so with
Ben Dubs.
So he that all happens. He has his moment of like, oh my god, I've messed up, and that he's very good at that sort of thing of like panic and
he's just sort of racked with guilt, isn't he?
Yeah, guilt, and he's like just. Yeah, it's guilt, isn't it? It's just eating him up, and he's like, it comes spilling out of him. But then he kind of vanishes.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't vanish and turns back.
He just pops up once in a while to remind us, like, every time another person dies in this, unfortunate series of events, we just get one shot of him still feeling responsible and guilty about it.
And then he meets a gritty end.
He does.
And
should we give a small trigger warning to explain?
Yeah, because we have some IMDb trivia about this as well.
So if anybody's listening who doesn't want to hear about a character taking their own life, feel free to skip like 3 minutes. I think you should be fine.
Yeah.
Or just leave forever. That's fine as well.
That's also fine.
You do you.
But yeah, he takes his own life. He's racked with guilt, and it's gritty. That.
Yeah, where we see him in the sort of white
chamber
box room, and he's
and his blood's on the wall and stuff. It's like it's very well done from a filmmaking point of view.
Yeah,
because it's with such a sensitive subject matter, it sounds like it sounds kind of flippant to say it can be over stylized.
Right,
but it can be you can go like, oh, okay, I don't really feel the realness of that because it's such a horrible thing that they've intentionally over stylized it to make it more palatable to a viewer. Or you could underdo it and it be a bit like not have the impact it's supposed to have.
Right.
This was very like, oh, Jesus.
It's hard, isn't it, that? Because my guess is that most people who work on these scenes probably haven't had the experience of finding somebody who's committed suicide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like it's a heavy kind of intense thing to take a swing at creatively without necessarily the authentic right to speak about the subject.
Yeah, and it's with anything that's serious in filmmaking, not even necessarily serious, but it's obviously more important to get it right when it's serious, but things can become melodramatic.
Yes.
And you then, and that didn't feel it. It really felt like, oh, we've just stumbled upon this. And, oh my God, it was horrible.
And he's in a big white room and it feels almost like, it's like there's like an implication of heaven, I think, to the bright whiteness, as opposed to him being in a gritty bathroom or something. He's in this beautiful, bright, tranquil environment.
Yeah. So, do you want a bit of trivia?
Yeah.
So, the DVD commentary from Danny Baker, from
wow.
Danny Boyle.
Incredible. They were really scraping the barrel for those commentaries.
And consultant Brian Cox, scientist Brian Cox, not
the guy from
Scottish
Succession.
actor Brian Cox.
Yeah. You'll never get this fucking company.
They conflict on whether Trey actually committed suicide, as it first appears, or whether Pinbacker, Mark Strong,
this is what me and Ella were saying,
killed Trey and made it look like suicide.
Ella thought the latter, and I definitely thought the former, because when the monster's going around and he's taking people out, he's not interested in subtlety or sneakery.
No.
He's just like balls to the wall.
According to Boyle, the monster did stage it.
Whoa!
But Cox states on the commentary, he felt that Benedict Wong. Cox states that Benedict Wong felt his character had in fact committed suicide. When Mace opens up the drawer, there are 2 scalpels missing, which could support either scenario. However, it seems very unlikely that the insane Pinbacker would have sufficient motive or patience to fake Trey's suicide, especially when he later is seen trying to murder the rest of the crew as fast as he can.
Yeah, that's so interesting that for Danny Boyle, it was a staged suicide thing, a murder, not a suicide. Also, isn't it so cool that people can make these stuff and instead of like agreeing and bolting it down, even within the creatives on the film, they disagree about what's happening.
Yeah.
And they leave it. They leave the ambiguity.
I feel like it's very obvious that he committed suicide. And I wonder whether Danny Boyle would be contrarian just to fuel...
Yeah, that's nice.
Narrative. Because really, like...
We need to ask Alex Garland, right?
Yeah, why has he not been consulted on this? Why is it Brian Cox? Brian Cox telling us what Benedict Wong thinks.
Yeah. Yeah, the scientific consultant on the film.
Telling us about what the actor thinks.
Yeah. It reminds me of when they're doing the retrospective on the UK office and they ask Martin Freeman what he thinks his character would be doing 10 years later, 20 years later. And then it cuts to Ricky Gervais and he's like, oh, he said that, did he? Well, he'll be doing whatever the fuck I say he's doing.
Yeah, I mean... I think it seemed fairly obvious as to what it was.
Yeah.
And there's more heart and more sadness to it if it is.
Yeah. But there's this dynamic where they're running out of oxygen and they realise that to make it where they want to go, they need to lose 3 crew members. And then a couple of them die, but through the course of things anyway. But then they've reached a point where Captain America, on sort of group agreement, has gone to kill Benedict Wong. And that's the moment at which we find him actually already dead.
Yeah.
Which is such an interesting...
Yeah. Well, that's another reason why it's so sad.
Yeah,
like,
right.
they were going to kill him, but he just did it himself. Maybe because of guilt, maybe because he knew that he would have to go and he caused it, so he was like, well, I'll just go. Like, that's so sad, whereas, like, scary monster killing him and then staging it, it's not quite sad, is it?
Yeah, there's one thing that I noticed that there's a couple of moments where Captain America volunteers other people for stuff. Like, when they're saying, oh, one of us needs to die, Captain America sort of is like, I'll do it. I'll kill Benedict Wong. It's like,
the ending was apparently, at the time, quite controversial.
Remind me what happens at the end. Once it gets to that, I just remember the feeling, and the actuality, it just escapes me now, even though I only saw it yesterday.
Well, the ending being that left turn, I guess, that was taken, that we talk about. The fact that he's on board the ship, killing loads of people.
Oh, the whole end section with the monster and whatnot. Okay.
Was apparently, at the time, quite controversial. Because people, I think, were distracting for this cerebral thought experiment.
Interesting.
And ended up becoming a bit of a
slasher something,
thing.
yeah.
I gotta be honest, I got so lost.
Right.
With, like, where things were, where we were anymore. Why is this happening? How did he get over there? Oh, was it that? Oh, how does that work? And for something that had presented as, like I say, cerebral, and had fucking Brian Cox as a scientific consultant on it, it just felt a bit like, oh, yes, this is fun, but maybe in hindsight, that wasn't the way to finish the film.
That's really interesting. So do you feel like it might have been stronger if they'd have not had Mark Strong, the now evil ex-crewmate of this abandoned ship, go around and kill them all?
I do. I'm not to say that his character isn't valid and the whole, maybe the meaning is valid, but it's just this, like, super powered scary monster man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who seems slightly like he's been burned hugely by the sun.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned that's a big thing, that they like the sunlight or they don't like it, and it's like they turn the brightness up to 3% and everyone's like, whoa, it's so fucking bright, turn it down. But this guy seems to be almost immune to sunlight, and he's burned to hell, but he's still going.
He's got, like, super strength. What's happening there?
Does he have super strength?
Well, he's, like, holding people up. Like, how strong is this dude? What's he been living off?
He's Mark Strong.
Oh, there you go.
I got the impression, I do agree actually, but I got the impression more that he's just motivated by his own madness.
Just really angry.
But he's got the normal strength of a strong human.
Right. If I was that angry, I'd be able to lift people by their throats.
Yeah, maybe. like the fable of, like, women picking up cars to save their babies and stuff. I guess
it just all started to feel less plausible, and we're watching a film where people are going to go and blow up the sun.
yeah, right. You know? I'm so here for it, like, I feel like it was just the right amount of horror. Like, I heard this concept about The Last of Us, but not specifically about The Last of Us, where they say that if you add scariness to something, then it makes the drama feel more weighty.
Right.
And this just felt like a perfect example of that to me. Like, suddenly I'm in this, like, I'm like, oh my God, there's, like, a monster around and they're still trying to achieve this mission. And, like, then when there are moments like where Michelle Yeoh's oxygen garden gets burned up.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so... Actually, that might have come...
That was before him,
but
still. Yeah.
In those are all in, like, the soup of things that I'm feeling. And it just all feels so, like, real and weighty.
Yeah.
And I'm so here for it.
I guess, I enjoyed it for when it was happening, that end bit. But it was just afterwards, it made me just go, yeah.
It's got that thing that I think films possibly do in a way that maybe, like, other art can't, where it starts off very structured and coherent and logical and becomes like a explosion of feeling and color and things that become like you were saying about, like, oh, he's on that ship now and how did he get over to there? But it's just all in this big, loud, cacophonous feeling.
And I guess, I mean, this maybe speaks to just me as a viewer, and it's not going to work for this way for everybody, but, like, when Benedict Wong has his breakdown and realization of what he's done, and he's like, I fucked up.
He does say that, didn't he?
You're like, oh, dude, yeah, you fucked up. And you're like, I have no concept of what he has done and what that means other than it's not good. Right? So, like, when something bad happens on a big ship that's massive that houses all these people, it's such a big thing that you can't really conceptualize, well, what does that even mean?
Right.
But you just have this dread of, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's bad. And I was enjoying that kind of thought experiment. Whereas, like, man chasing you down hallway.
Right.
there's not much to grapple with there.
I see your point, and that speaks to the cerebral
thing.
I
think I was just at the time I was like, oh, this is fun. Whoa, look, that's very Danny Boyle. That's very 28 Days Later. That looks cool. But then afterwards, thinking like, oh, the stuff that I actually was thinking about, the things it was bringing up, kind of never really paid off.
Right.
In the end, emotionally or intellectually or whatever.
See, that's so interesting. For me, I think it doesn't matter to me that stops becoming the thing, because that feeling and that ambiguity and that like, oh my God, just then, like I was saying, kind of like gets ramped into this this survival thing, and it just melges into this heightened general.
Yeah, fair enough. That is like a sensory experience.
Yeah. It's weird because I don't think I would normally have that opinion about something, but I feel like it just like almost as though what starts as a plot arc just becomes an emotion arc.
Right.
But it's weird because it's not. I mean, I'm sort of overselling the idea, because the plot remains consistent and coherent, and like, oh, these characters are doing that, and then they managed to get the bomb into the sun,
and they still have to do the bomb into the
and it all works. I tell you what. Speaking of Danny Boyle, there was a bit where they're hanging on to bad guy Mark Strong's arm over this little sort of cliff edge in the big bomb thing.
Yeah.
And his skin
peels off.
Really viscerally, like, scrapes away from his body, and he gets degloved, as they say.
But he's not feeling. He's just like, and it's like.
But how much of a like prep for 127 hours is that?
Oh shit!
Like,
right, I see.
The arm coming apart in that exact kind of visceral, painful way. Oh
yeah. But he's just fucking super powered. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. And what does he? He just basically. I think he's just admitting defeat at that point, isn't he? Does he just stand there?
They fall, don't they? Down a big chasm.
Yeah.
Because they try and grab hold of him, and he rips apart, and they fall, and then they're not, because gravity's weird.
Gravity's weird.
And then there's like shots of like your face up against the thing, looking at the man, looking at the woman, going, "We gotta make this happen." I don't know. It's got a bit more Hollywood and a bit like.
Yeah, that's true.
Silly. How do we feel about the last shot of Australia,
Sydney,
in the snow and that was class.
I really liked that. And it was
nice.
a nice moment, because the sort of little tag on scene just starts in the snow, and then it reveals that it's Australia. So it's like, oh wow, the sun really is going out. And I don't think Ella clocked the Sydney Opera House, which gave me that beautiful feeling of being really smart. It's like, oh, it's Sydney.
Oh, Sydney.
I'm a genius.
Oh wait, you just that's Sydney Opera House, and then pull up a Wikipedia page for it.
Yeah, like slightly close the trivia that I've got on my phone. No, nothing. Why? How did you feel about that?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, nice.
It felt a little. I think in another movie, like in one of your sort of, like you said, B- Netflix sci-fi things, it would feel a bit like like nudging you in the ribs, and a bit like you see, and you're like, yeah, I get it. But because of the way the rest of the film has been, and because I guess you have investment in Alex Garland and Danny Boyle and the gravitas that all the cast bring, it felt like an actual one of them, of like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
They did
Whereas
succeed.
we're so used to, maybe so jaded, for being like people imitating that rather than actually doing something like that.
I mean, it's fucking hard, and it must be hard to like do an epic sci-fi film, or maybe this isn't epic, but compared to other films,
one of its genres is sci-fi epic.
Okay, well, there we go.
IMDb.
There we go. It felt more like claustrophobic than epic somehow. But like I was thinking this earlier, like it must be hard that so much of the brain space and the production and everybody's effort is making the sci-fi work, story-wise, like mechanically within the laws of the universe.
Yeah,
visually,
even getting the dialogue right and being like, we've got to restart the Jiminy Cricket with the Schmoogle Bob.
There's all of that, and then to have to do all the character and emotion and all the things that you would do in a drama as well. Yeah. It kind of makes sense to me that it's maybe a bit of a high stakes genre. Yeah. Because
high budget genre as well for that sort of thing. And that's probably why, because they have to get in consultants and shit.
Do you know what? My thought about the Netflix example versus this, it might even literally just be like, oh, why do I like The Last of Us more than I like some other horror game? And it's like, oh, because the budget was $500 million.
Yeah.
It could even just be something like that.
But it's that budget combined with the right creatives.
Yeah.
You know, because you give that money to fucking Jared Leto.
What, as a producer?
As a...
or just they spent their entire budget on one actor, and they're like, oh, shit!
Which is basically what they did with F1 Registered Trademark, the movie, this year with Brad Pitt.
Is it actually? They just spent it all on Brad Pitt?
No, I think the budget was like 200 million and he got paid like 30 million or something, but I think it was his highest paid movie ever.
Wow. It's like Downey Jr. gets 10% of Endgame and Infinity War, doesn't he?
It's mad, that, isn't it?
Woo!
The budget for this was 26 million pounds.
Okay.
Normally these things are done in dollars.
Oh, interesting. Maybe because it was a British film funded by the lottery.
Was it?
Yeah. Or funded in part by the lottery, right, I don't think entirely.
So its budget was that, and it grossed worldwide $38 million. So it didn't make...
So he spent a pint and then he got 1.5 liters back, and so we have to... what was the conversion rate at that point in time?
Don't know. So basically, it looks like it did what in the industry they call washed its face.
Maybe, but
about.
But the budget never accounts for marketing, does it? So often, if it looks like it breaks even, usually the marketing budget is similar to the budget of the. No, that's not usual. Sometimes the marketing budget is similar to the actual budget of the film.
Right.
And so if it costs 25 million to make, and then it made 30 million, they probably lost money because they probably spent another 15 million on marketing it.
And then at the British Independent Film Awards, it won Best Technical Achievement for Production Design.
I'll give it that. Production design was fucking great.
It was a nominee for many an award, but that was the only thing it won, the British Independent Film Awards.
It's fair. It's funny, you know, like watching it now, I feel like it feels better than it felt at the time. It's a bit like, I find every time I watch The Matrix, somehow it gets better. And it's like, maybe it's because you lose the familiarity with all the things that it's doing that every other film is doing at that time.
You know who would fit in the Matrix universe? It's Benedict Wong.
Yes.
He'd be sick in that universe.
He'd be great.
Why has he never been in a Matrix film?
Why has he never been in? Who would you have him play?
Just his own. It'd just be a new character.
But like, what kind of role would you have him in?
Oh, I'd have him in like moody role, like Moody Manchester role.
Like, would he be on the Nebuchadnezzar, or would he be an agent, or what? No,
he'd be out of the Matrix, wearing that kind of like rough, kind of like string vest type situation. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you're half. No, yeah. Take a strong stance. It's a podcast. Half your outfits look like they could be out of the Nebuchadnezzar. I feel like you like that vibe. It's a good vibe. I
just want to live on the... It's like it hangs on you, kind of ill-fitted,
chunky,
but kind of,
and like...
big stitching
and like not... It's like it was made really nicely once, but now it's half ripped apart in a really cool way.
Yeah, I think he could get in there. And he'd be like really good at his job, but really like haphazard and moody about it.
Yeah.
A bit like he is in this, I guess, but like...
Oh, I think he'd be more authoritative and less apologetic in the Matrix.
Oh yeah, he probably wouldn't be apologetic. Yeah. I think he'd be sick in the Matrix universe. How's that never happened?
My only thought is, are him and Lawrence Fishburne kind of similar?
Probably now they are. Yeah.
So would there need to be?
I'm thinking about him in Sunshine.
Could he literally just be the captain of one of the other ships?
Yeah.
And he could just be the Morpheus of their ship.
This really feels like something that has happened.
I feel like he might have been in the Matrix 4, but when the first 3 Matrixes were coming out, he wasn't quite established enough.
I don't think that one counts. I don't think Matrix 4 counts.
No, okay, fair. Do you feel like... I feel like we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Whose turn is it to ask the question? It's
God.
the question that drives us.
I have no idea.
It's the question that drives us. With the film Sunshine, did Benedict Wong make the Wong decision?
In as much as the Wong decision is the right decision, yes.
I wholeheartedly agree.
He definitely did. You know, he's in another Alex Garland film. He's in Annihilation as well.
He is in Annihilation.
He's doing he's got Alex Garland likes him.
That's great. Unlike, in my opinion, unfortunately, the film Annihilation, which is a bit strange.
And he was in another one of these cerebral sci-fis, Annihilation being one of those, Prometheus. So if you liked Benedict Wong in this role, and he, like you said, Moon as well, if you liked him in this role, you can gobble him up. No wonder he feels like he should be in the Matrix. He's in cerebral sci-fi.
Wait, he doesn't feel like he should be in the Matrix. You feel like he should be in the Matrix.
He, as a person, in my opinion,
Oh,
feels like someone who should be in the Matrix.
right. This chair feels like it should be in that room.
Yeah.
You mean it in that way?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, thank you for listening to another episode of The Wong Decision. I'm going to steam train us through to the conclusion here. Next week, we are watching a thing that is quite a popular one, we believe, for people of a slightly older generation, with Benedict Wong. 15 Storeys High.
Yeah.
Sitcom with Sean Locke.
Nice.
So you'll hear us next week. We're going to go and watch that in just a minute, because we're banking these bad boys. And we'll see you next time on The Wong Decision.
There's also The Martian and The Three-Body Problem and Electric Dreams.
Boom, dum dum dum, Wong Decision. Doom, dum dum, boom.
Cerebral sci-fi.
Boom, boom, boom.
Trying to
boom,
count.
Boom. So a little bit of horror.
Does
boom,
that
boom, boom, boom.
make the syllable count? That'd be-